What is going on, everybody? My name is Conor Lawler. Welcome back to another week of the Heroes for Hire podcast. We are back again with our combination episode of Movie Mondays, and we got some Weird News Wednesdays combined together, and they both drop on a Monday. Don't ask any questions. Yeah. I'm joined as always by my best pal, Mr. Shaun. Me and Shaun, how's it going?
I'm good, Conor. It's really the chocolate and peanut butter of podcasts, isn't it? You wouldn't think they'd go together, but Jesus,
and they don't.
Do you know what? We fucked it, lads. We've ruined the whole process.
So this is episode 4 of...
Episode 4. It does make it easier to count,
It does make it easier to count. So this is episode 4 of the new format. If you like weird news, we are going to get to that later on in the episode. There is going to be a timestamp down below and a jingle.
Hell yeah, there is. And a jingle. No, please, ladies and gentlemen, don't judge it on if there's a jingle or not, but there'll be a jingle.
Always judge it on whether there's a jingle or not. But Movie Mondays are all the movie news and all the entertainment news we will talk about for the first little bit of the episode. So timestamp down below if you're here for one or the other. It's just kind of a bit of a collection of everything to do with the podcast. And we also still have Hero Zero coming out on Friday. Don't worry about that. But Shaun, it's very important if this is somebody's first episode to do nothing. That's
good.
That's the
easy, you would think.
Honestly, that's the easiest instructions I can give.
Yeah. Now, I've been getting reports of people after the first episode doing something, and look, I'm not angry.
Yeah. But you said you want to bring back the death penalty to me off, Mike.
I did, yeah, and I'll personally carry that out. I don't mind.
Don't be doing something. That's a pattern. Right?
You sit there in silence.
But if this is your second and above, we would really appreciate a 5 stars on Spotify. That really helps us out. A like, a follow, a star on any of the podcast platforms, or a thumbs up. I'm not sure how all of them work, but
whatever means of saying, hey, good job, if you could just give us that,
or even mediocre job. I'll take a mediocre.
Yeah, we'll take a 3-star every now and again.
There's a lot of 5s on Spotify. We're on a run, but still,
a few too many 5s, to be honest. Lads.
People are giving
someone has to be the first 4, like, if you want to think of it that way.
Just say it. No.
No, alright, so
this is a terrible pitch. So Shaun, I think it's time to get into some movie news. Speaking of movies, we have a Patreon. We do movie reviews over there. One's coming out next.
Hell yeah, we do.
One is coming out in the next few days, because end of every single month our patrons give us a movie to review and we review it. So check that out.
Sometimes they're nice.
Sometimes
they're
nice.
They're awful to us.
Sometimes not so nice. That's kind of because they're patrons. They get to choose because they're bastards. I know.
We love you really, lads.
That's how we say we love you in Irish. You fucking bastard. Oh, you got me. To be fair, in Ireland, if I said to you, here's this fucker now, you would 100% be like, that's his best friend.
That's the thing. There's very few words I could not spin positively. Like, even like one of the worst words, like calling someone a cunt. Here's this cunt.
For example, in Ireland, if I said to you, I'm just waiting around for my best friend, you would 100% think I hated whoever is about to arrive.
Oh! If we were out having like a coffee together, someone walked in, and you said, "Oh, here's my best friend," I'd be like, "Oh, okay, Conor doesn't like this person."
Gotcha. Take that down. Yeah. Cool.
Killed his whole family.
So, Shaun, we are going to start off with some movie news. And pretty big news, and something that we're going to start with. It was put into the Detective Divilment's Facebook page, if you're not a part of, link is down below, by one of our patrons, Ed Ball, during the week. But Shaun, Aaron Taylor-Johnson, Jodie Comer, Ralph Fiennes to star in 28 years later, which will be the second sequel to 28 Days Later, starring Cillian Murphy from like 2002.
Yeah, about that time. Great cast.
This is something, if it is your first episode, Shaun, his favourite movie, or probably top 3 favourite movies, is 28 Days Later.
Yeah, more movies keep coming out is the issue, but by and large it's usually 28 Days Later, I say, as my favourite movie. And
so you were obviously pretty big on 28 Weeks Later. It's been basically 20 years. And we've heard nothing. Danny Boyle has gone off to do, win Oscars for other things. What a loser.
He made a casual Slumdog Millionaire every now and again.
127 hours, blah, blah, blah. Right, okay. Get back.
He made a Sunshine, folks. Sunshine's great.
Right. You were just, every time he'd like come up with the greatest movie idea ever, you were like, 28 years later.
Do it again.
So finally, the long-awaited sequel is going to be coming out. Danny Boyle is going to be directing it, and Alex Garland will be writing it. That's the original team who wrote and directed the first one.
Back in the habit, see, this is really interesting because have we ever had a case where we revisit a world after everything is kind of solved for a lot of it? They were on track. I forget the end of 28 weeks, but they were on track towards curing things, right?
And look, it's been about 28 years since I watched that movie. So, yes, I think they were, because I think it ended in like some sort of a positive way to be like, oh, there's still lots of zombies, but there's hope.
Exactly, yeah, and the first one does end very hopeful as well. There's a way darker other cut that never got released, but. It's he dies on the hospital bed again. That's how he ends as it starts. It's fucked. Do you do it like the rebuilding efforts? Do you do it like people have just learned to live with this as like part of life? Because
I think the second one is very much along the lines of, we've got the quarantine zone, and then that idiot decides that
breaches it.
Yeah, he decides to ruin it for everyone. So unless this is like a Last of Us situation where there's like whole cities now and like whole parts of the world that are back on track, so you have 28 years later, but then where's the drama? Is the drama comes from, it's happened again?
So actually, I've looked it up. The reason I thought it ended positively is that the kids do escape in it. However, a load of zombies come out beneath the Eiffel Tower. So they're in Europe now. It was contained to England before.
Right. Okay.
So we have Aaron Taylor-Johnson, Ralph Fiennes and Jodie Comer.
Strong cast.
Very strong cast. Are you thinking like survivors and a grizzled old Ralph Fiennes has been surviving for ages?
Maybe. I think Taylor-Johnson and Jodie Comer are a very strong 1-2 punch to kind of lead the movie. Especially if you're still going to be based in the UK. I think they're very good.
Yeah.
There's no word if Cillian Murphy will come back.
Surely he would, though, right?
Him and Danny Boyle seem like best friends, so he probably will.
I think he's executive producing.
Okay.
I think he's attached somehow anyway.
But that just means that he's not really doing anything when his name is there.
He could be giving it a bunch of money.
He's
got that Oppenheimer money now.
He's got that Chrissy Nolan money. He can just give them whatever he wants. So, the first original movie, by the way, made on a complete nothing budget.
$8 million it cost to make.
Just a fantastic, one of those original horror movies. Not original in terms of zombies have been done before, but such a cool way of looking at it, such a unique way that we just wake up with him in the hospital bed and just what the fuck has happened?
Yeah, and you're learning along with him what happened essentially.
Yeah.
Also, we should say, because someone will always bring it up, they're not technically zombies. They're a rage virus infected person, but they're zombies.
Come on
now, get over yourself.
Yeah. If you're someone at a party who says that, I always just kind of give you a kind of bit of a squinty eye to be like, come on,
who are you doing this for?
Are we doing this? Do they eat people? If they nibble on someone, do they eventually turn into whatever they are? To me, that's a zombie.
If they were running at us, would you debate it? Because
if they're running at them and I went, oh fuck, look at that big horde of zombies, we're about to get eaten, you wouldn't stop me and say, well actually, are you going to well actually me in that situation?
Yeah, no, you can't do that. But I think it's a very. I'm excited by this cast because aside from Craven, they're actors who generally take good roles. I want to say,
yeah.
So fucking big ups to that. And Ralph Fiennes, he's Irish. We can have him.
I think that the thing with this is that if it was. I know we complain a lot about sequels on this show and we have number 4, number 5 of a movie from 20 years ago, which is literally, we are the biggest hypocrites ever because this is literally what this is, but...
Oh yeah, but talk to me when the Pirates of the Caribbean reboot comes out as well. I'll also be on board for that. Oh, they're making a live action Treasure Planet. Fucking sign me up, okay?
Oh, we got messages, by the way, that they're doing the Hugh Jackman robot movie. What the fuck's that called?
Real Steel, Connor.
2.
It's on the Patreon.
Real Steel 2 could be coming out any day now. But
give it to me.
But, I mean, I suppose the difference is with this is that I think Danny Boyle isn't somebody that just comes back for anything, I don't think.
Yeah. Because even Trainspotting 2 is another sequel of his. But that's quite a good movie.
Yeah, he doesn't normally do bad ones.
No, he comes back if there's a story still to tell, I feel.
Yeah, and especially with that cast, the original team that are working on this one, it's not like people in suits that are like, oh, let's do this. It probably is some people in suits who are like, this will make money. But, I mean, also, did you hear the really sad story that they were going to do A Knight's Tale with Heath Ledger's daughter? But the Netflix people said that the algorithm wouldn't like it, so they didn't do it.
Jesus Christ.
There you go. It's a random fact I learned.
That's not... that. I don't think that movie should be made, but also I don't think the algorithm should decide that.
But here's the thing. Here's also the thing. A Knight's Tale, if you haven't seen it, you're missing out, right?
It's classic.
You know what it is? It's a banger.
It is a banger. I once saw it was a DVD. I don't know whether someone burned it, but there was 2 DVDs in a case.
Yeah.
One of them was A Knight's Tale, and the other one was Tom Cruise's The Last Samurai. And let me tell you, what a 1-2 punch.
Billy Connolly doesn't last too long in the second one, but my God, is it a 1-2 punch.
Oh my God, it's fantastic.
Yeah, there's different movies of like different categories. I'm like, A Knight's Tale, banger. I don't know what that means. Yeah. I don't know what the significance of that word is. But it's got that kind of vibe.
It just hits. Yeah, it's like, A Knight's Tale, yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
You know?
Makes me feel good.
There's 3 movies I always group in my mind, and it's A Knight's Tale, The Last Samurai, and The Patriot for some reason. And 3 very different movies, but 3 bangers.
A Knight's Tale is a very different vibe from the other 2. The Patriot is 100%. Very different.
Patriot's very different, but I think it's all they have men running on the cover at some point.
Which is weird, because A Knight's Tale, he should be on a horse, really.
He runs for a bit.
He does for a little bit, but most of it is spent.
Anytime an actor's on a horse, he's fallen off that horse dramatically.
So, I mean, Shaun, are you excited about 28 years later?
I am. Like, I kind of don't want to see anything about it, though. This is the thing. I would love to just go into the cinema and watch it. The same way I watched 28 Days Later. Like, I was a certain age in 2002. Like, I wasn't looking at trailers and shit like that. No. I just happened to see this movie
You probably shouldn't have been watching it in 2002.
But it's real good, though.
Your parents brought you. They're like, yeah, come on.
Yeah, sit down there, shut up for a while.
Shut the fuck up, we're watching a movie. So, Shaun, we're going to move on to our next bit of movie news. And I heard that you wanted a new Jurassic World film. Well, I've got some good news for you.
No, Conor, you've gone wrong.
Scarlett Johansson, Jonathan Bailey, in talks to star in the next Jurassic World film. So it will not feature Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard. They are finished after their 3 movies together. But that now means... we need some new leads for this movie that has to come out, Shaun. We know it has to come out. So, according to
it's a property that has yet to be milked dry.
Jonathan Bailey is in early talks to lead the 4th film, which is scheduled to release in July of next year. Scarlett Johansson is reportedly also involved as well. So you got the 2 of them, a new Jurassic World movie. I mean, it's going to be the dawn of a new era, they say.
Oh God. No. The first Jurassic World is pretty, like, it's fine. It's a nice little...
I'm a fan of the first Jurassic World, yeah.
Yeah. I saw that, like, it was the summer, it was a packed cinema, and I went in on a whim and watched it. That was the best way to experience that. And then they kept coming out, and I cared less and less.
Yeah, with every preceding one, I felt like, I don't need to see this. But the first one was just a perfect little encapsulation of... I think Chris Pratt was riding high from Guardians... And that was when Passengers and stuff came out around that time.
I think, it was a perfect, like, the algorithm would have loved it.
Algorithm really liked Pratt.
Yeah. Oh, Pratt was he was front and center. Also, I'm seeing a lot of clips of Passengers, and Chris Pratt's not a good person.
No, he's terrible. He's the villain in that movie. Although, I mean, when that came out, all I kept hearing was they should just make the exact same movie, but from Jennifer Lawrence's point of view, and it's a horror movie.
And just make it a horror.
Yeah, just make it a horror movie. I mean, that's how you do it.
I'm sure a cut of that exists, but then they've screened it and they're like, but we love Chris Pratt.
But he's so nice and likeable. Yeah, but doesn't that make the horror aspect even better? Like,
yeah, it would.
Yeah,
it could be anyone.
Yeah, it could be anyone.
What do you do with Jurassic stuff now? Like, where do you go? Because they've come to like the cities. They've had a big park. They've had an even bigger park. It's gone wrong every time. How do you salvage this?
The honest answer is you can't, right? That's the honest answer. The other answer is it doesn't matter because an algorithm has said this will make more money than it costs to make.
I have two ideas. One's a bit of a Hail Mary. The first one that isn't a Hail Mary, I feel this would be the ideal way for me. They actually go to the past. They actually time travel and they just go and hang out with dinosaurs.
Seems I was going to say far-fetched, but there are dinosaurs. Go on.
Yeah. The second is a shot-for-shot remake of the original Jurassic Park. Now, I don't like remakes, but you make it the same.
What are you going to do with Goldblum, Neil and Dern?
They're recast now.
Okay.
Laura Dern is now Scarlett Johansson. She can play anyone, as is well documented on the program.
Documented.
And then
you got to have her play Sam Neill. It's a tough cast.
Oh, maybe. She's also the Brontosaurus. It's wild.
Very strange. She's working very hard.
Jonathan Bailey plays the T-Rex.
Okay,
as you can imagine. And then there's no other cast. It's just that for, I would say, 90 minutes. And
he's not
back
even
and
like
forth.
mo-capped. It's just him.
No. It's him he's welded into the original T-Rex from the original Jurassic Park. He's in terrible pain.
I mean, yeah, it's one of those where I'm like, who is this for? There can't be anybody who's like, oh, you know what I'd love? An 8 Jurassic World movie. I think that's really where we'll hit our stride.
I think it's never going, you're never going to get what you had with the fact that the first Jurassic World worked as well as it did and made as much money as it did. Is a miracle.
Oh, it made a gajillion dollars. Yeah, it made like a shit ton.
Yeah, it made so much
because
money.
They hadn't done anything for like 25 years, and then they got Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard, and it looked like a good movie.
Yeah, and it was a good movie.
Yeah,
but then the next two, it really felt there was no reason for those to exist, and I think people kind of picked up on that a little bit.
I don't think I think this sounds good. I think Jonathan Bailey's agent is like, this is a really great idea.
Oh, yeah. He's been acting for ages, by the way, as well.
And look, get that paycheck, Jonathan. If you want, fucking get... Scarlett's got that Marvel money. She doesn't give a fuck. But, Jonathan Bailey, you get that real money for a Jurassic World movie.
He's got Bridgerton money.
True, he's also... yeah, but Marvel money, Bridgerton money, they gotta be different, surely.
True, I suppose. I see, it's not just going to be them, though. There's going to be more cast added to this. But you've already done the let's bring back the original cast with Fallen Kingdom? Was that the one that they all came back from?
No, was Fallen Kingdom not the second one?
Jurassic It was
World.
The third one, they came back. Dominion.
Dominion was the last one, yes.
Is Jurassic World Dominion a good movie? By the 90-minute mark, the audience is rooting for the locusts to win, is how they describe it.
So, really good then, yeah.
Oh, it's fucking killing it. Make 10 of them.
So, you're saying they brought back, Sam Neill and Laura Dern and Goldblum with the last one, and it still didn't really, I think it got a little boost. I think it got I'll go see that. It might be good. But I don't think it got the boost they wanted.
I don't think so, no. Also, Colin Trevorrow, who directed it, it was Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, Jurassic World Dominion.
Oh, Lord, Colin.
You're not having a great time, I'll be honest.
He's not having the best of runs. Although Colin's I like Colin. I think he's good.
Yeah, no, I think he's a good director. I just think he gets handed these poison chalices every now and again.
Everyone's always like, Colin, you'll solve this.
Yeah, but like, have you seen Safety Not Guaranteed? The time travel one?
No,
time travel.
But I heard it's good. It's
really good. It's really, really good. I don't want to say anything about it because it's really good. It's one of those kind of movies. But he did that and then did Jurassic World like 3 years later. And that's a good run.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it happened.
I don't know. I don't know what to say. Like, it could be good, but it probably won't be. And it'll make more money than it costs to, like, just produce.
Exactly. If I can sell you on Safety Not Guaranteed, though, guess who's in it?
Who?
Jake Johnson.
Fuck off.
Hell yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I know he loves Jake Johnson.
I thought about look, Jake Johnson's in Jurassic World.
He is.
Because you have that weird thing with Bryce Dallas Howard where she's like, I want to have sex with you.
And he was like, I'll stay behind. I'll kill myself.
So we're going to have to move on because, Shaun, I don't know if you know of there's a man, he recently passed away, which is very sad, but in our group chat we had a bit of we had some comments about
we did.
Have you ever heard of The Juice?
The Juice. The NFL running back?
The NFL running back O.J. Simpson, yes.
Let me do some more reading. Oh my God!
Hang on! This running back seems a bit wild.
I don't know how the group chat turned
into
the Kardashians.
That, by the
way. What's this about gloves? Fucking.
Was he a model was he a hand model? But Shaun, news came out this week that just made me laugh, and it was that Owen Wilson recently rejected $12 million to star in a movie about O.J. Simpson's innocence.
Oh my God. Yeah. Fair play to Owen Wilson for not taking that back.
So they're doing a movie that basically imagines that Simpson is possibly innocent.
That's such a wonderful phrasing. Because objectively, by the law decided he was innocent.
The law decided he was. So the movie it was originally called Nicole and OJ, and apparently someone said that was maybe a bad taste.
That's a really bad take, yeah.
So instead it's now called The Juice. And it's going to come out, and they wanted Owen Wilson to come in, and Owen was perfect for the role, they told the Hollywood Reporter. They had a meeting with him. Everybody loved the script. His agent wanted him to do it. We offered him $12 million, and then Owen Wilson at the end of the lunch stood up and said, if you think I'm going to take the lead role in a movie about how OJ didn't do it, you've got to be kidding me.
Owen Wilson, regular man. Love it. Love that approach to things.
He's like, I do not need $12 million to do this movie.
I have Lightning McQueen and Loki money.
So, Shaun, I just wanted to ask you, what did you think of this plan? Do you think it's a good idea for a movie?
Well, look, if he did take it, here's how he would have took it.
What would he have spent it on?
I mean, I know the temptation is with any big celebrity death, whether good or bad, is to make a story about their life on film. However, I think some things are too volatile to touch.
Yeah.
The OJ trial being one of them.
Seems like something that's tough to really do any justice to.
Yeah. But, that movie, even no matter how good it was, you would never get the acclaim that you want from a biopic, which is to get like a fucking awards nomination or something like that. Because no one is going to nominate the best picture winner to be how O.J. Simpson didn't kill his wife.
How he was just sound.
Yeah, he was just a grand lad.
I hope this movie is just him doing Make-A-Wish. Just like constantly. Oh God, I'm so tired from all the Make-A-Wish I'm doing.
It's just a supercut of his best bits from his football career.
Another touchdown for the Juice.
And that one time he stole a load of sporting equipment and went to jail for that. They got him for sporting equipment.
His worst crime. The bastard. I just wanted to touch on that with Owen Wilson because it just made me laugh that, like, if you think I'm taking $12 million to do this movie...
Dude, I respect that though. And also he's been around long enough, he can say no to that kind of thing. Need to.
His agent wanting him to do it as well is like, I get like 30% cut of that $12 million.
Exactly, yeah. Like that's the agent being like, oh look, if he says yes, great for me.
Yeah. So I mean, Shaun, I have a new story about a movie based off the Thursday Murder Club. Have you read that book?
No, my fiance has though, and it's apparently quite good.
Yes,
the Richard Osman one.
This is the Richard Osman book, and they are currently developing your parents' new favourite movie and my parents' new favourite movie. Because Pierce Brosnan and Helen Mirren are set to star in a new film adaptation of the Thursday Murder Club.
You know what this screams to me? Something to watch at Christmas.
I want everyone to know that this movie is perfect for when you're sitting down, maybe with your in-laws, and they're like, what are we going to watch? And you're like, oh, fuck, there's a lot of pressure. They're looking at me.
The remote gets handed to you, and you're like, oh, now this is
like,
on
I'm
me.
in their
this
home,
is my decision.
and I can't pick something weird that I like.
I'm not going to watch my own. I'm not putting on fucking X-Men for these people.
X-Men Wolverine Origins. Let's go.
X-Men Everyone get on board.
No, so I mean, the Thursday Murder Club, it's a massive book if you haven't read it. Richard Osman is the author of the books. He's a best-selling author. He's the tall guy off Pointless, which if you're American you still don't really understand who that is, but he's a big star over in the UK.
And he's very, very clever man. Very good on Taskmaster when he was on that.
Very good on Taskmaster. So he basically wrote this whole book. Also a co-host of a very famous podcast called The Rest is Entertainment. He's now they're doing a movie version of his best-selling book, which makes sense, and they've got Pierce Brosnan and Helen Mirren and Ben Kingsley in for the roles. So what that means is this is definitely going to be one of your parents' or older relatives' favourite movie. So be prepared.
It's everything combined. It's like we love a murder mystery. We love old people doing things. Those are all great genres for movies. I think the plot of the book is that it's like a group of older people meet up and solve cold cases.
Yes.
Or try to, and then they actually get onto one, and then they have to investigate it properly themselves. Yeah,
they have like a murder club that they like go to, and they always talk about stuff that aren't really murders. They're like, oh, we'll solve this, and then an actual murder happens, and they have to solve that.
It's like Only Murders in the Building, which is another great series to watch with your parents.
Yes. But then I was looking at this, I was like, okay, that's pretty good. But then the director is going to be Chris Columbus, a famous director of Harry Potter, Mrs. Doubtfire, Home Alone. Just
very few misses.
A legend of the game is Mr. Columbus. So I mean, this could be pretty good. I mean, fine.
I don't see this being bad, is the thing. It's very good source material, very good director, very good cast.
I just think it's important that we all know it's coming out, because then you can do some reading and you can sound good. If you go to the in-laws at Christmas, as Shaun said, or some sort of event, they give you the remote. This has got to be on the streaming services somewhere. You find it, you stick it on, you ask no more questions.
I'll be honest, if there was ever a movie to play at 9 p.m. on a Thursday on Channel 4, that's what it is.
This is coming out then, and my God, it's going to be a good one.
Oh, look forward to it, folks. 18 ad breaks in between it.
By the way, actually, I was recently over in Spain, and that is not but I was watching the TV there, right? And they have an 8-minute ad. 8 minutes of ads.
For what?
So there was Spanish First Dates was on the TV, right? Just in the background.
Right.
And then it finished, and then 8 minutes later it came back from ads.
Jesus Christ. I would, just 30-second blocks of ads for 8 minutes.
And I was genuinely going insane, only because every ad after the 4-minute mark ended with that gap there's like a sound gap that you're like, oh, it's coming back.
Yeah, it's for fading in between ads, but when it's coming back to the program, it's usually a hard cut.
No, it's normally a hard cut, and then like the sponsor video that's 5 seconds long plays, and then we go back to the show. But it kept doing the hard cut and then playing another ad, and it went on for 8 to 9 minutes, and I was going insane, and it became funnier the longer it went.
Was this was this one particular ad break or every ad break?
Apparently every ad break. I'm not sure.
That's Spanish people. What's going on?
What are you doing in 8 minutes is the question.
Stop being advertised to. Stop looking.
You're just doing like ad hoc tasks in between. Like you're watching your favourite show. How do you remember the plot?
I'd be going for a fucking walk down to the shop. Like...
So, Shaun, I want to finish off Movie Mondays, or movie news segment of the show, with the big trailer that came out this week.
Ah, yes. Of course, we're talking about this.
Deadpool and Wolverine. The trailer came out last Monday, so bang on the time that we were putting out the episode, which is, of course, what always happened back in the day.
Feige got us again.
But the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer has come out with Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman being the main characters, and it was not received well. It was received okay.
As in, like, feedback to the trailer or views to the trailer?
I think feedback. I think a lot of people are like, this is it's a bit samey. But at the same time, it is Deadpool, so very tough to not be Deadpool.
Yeah, Deadpool is a tough one if you stop finding it funny, you know? Or if you get sick of hearing it, you know?
Yeah.
I think it might work better spread over 90 minutes to 2 hours than condensed into, a 90-second trailer. My thing with it is, I don't think I want Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine. I really firmly was done with that, and now it's back.
Yeah, it's very strange. I was watching it like 10 years ago. This would have smashed.
It would have destroyed the internet.
Like YouTube would have been just broke down. It would have been the top video that was watched non-stop. And it's so weird.
It would have been frame by frame, people analysing it.
Yeah.
Like,
and so many red arrows and yellow arrows and all over the place, big circles. But like, it was so strange. Like watching it, I was just like, why, Logan was so good, man.
Yeah. Why you do? And also, this isn't our Wolverine. It's some Wolverine that fucked up in his world. They're doing the Old Man Logan thing where he's the only one after all the other X-Men are dead and all that. But I'm just like, I don't care about that Wolverine. Yeah, he's got the yellow suit on, but who cares?
Also, people who complain about the yellow suit, at this point, like, I would just maybe take a nap, because like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
It's the same no matter what he wears.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. And maybe this is just overexposure or the fact that we have watched these so much, but I just see Hugh Jackman in this trailer.
You see the huge jacked man.
I see the huge jacked man, and he does look huge and jacked.
To be fair to him.
But I keep saying, it's the actor Hugh Jackman.
Do you know what I actually thought? And that's when I realised I was getting old. And maybe, look, we're just haters. But we're not saying anything bad, necessarily.
No, I'm still going to watch it. I'm still excited.
I'm still going to go see it. But, like, I also don't think it looks bad. I think it looks fine. But, like, I was watching it and I was like, poor Hugh having to do that training regimen again.
Honest
He's so
to God.
old. Leave him alone.
The man's like 60.
He just wants to tap dance on stage.
They lose the sleeves at one point, but they don't keep the shoulder pads, which looks weird. That's my other feedback on the suit. And the bit at the start in the bar is probably my favourite interaction, and I feel the rest of it is just going to be one-liners at each other for the rest of the movie.
What I hope doesn't happen is they put the best jokes in the trailer, and the rest. And what's actually strange, the first Deadpool movie is excellent for what it is. It came at the perfect time, and it really did fucking great stuff. And I think with the second one, I think people were still high on Deadpool, but they kind of got it at that point. They're like, oh, okay, cool. That makes sense.
Yeah. And this, I feel... maybe it's like the way no one really saw Aquaman, but I think we all know, like, a reboot thing is coming.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'd rather just get to that and not have to sit through 18 projects in between.
I also think Deadpool, the comic books, they are niche. Like, that's the point. Like, he's not Batman or Spider-Man or Superman, and that's kind of the point. And what happens is, when you do a movie like the first one, they're like, oh, he is a Spider-Man level, or a Superman, or a Batman. We could just do a movie about him, but like, he's not really... He's not, because in small bursts, he's much better than as sole character for his own movies. And I think in this one it does help that he's with Wolverine. You needed somebody else in there. They tried
the fact he had Cable in the last one, like, that worked. Yeah, and that's a dynamic that exists in the comics because they're very opposite people.
Deadpool is at his funniest when he's with a straight man, and just like, and you need somebody to play off him that is just like not in on the joke. But we have to like, I think we have to like the other person more than we like Deadpool. Him and Spider-Man work really well because Spider-Man's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And we always side with Spider-Man.
Exactly, yeah. And like, even the stuff with Colossus, they kind of spread it out between a lot of characters in the movie, like Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead. I think the stuff he has with Domino is really, really good, and we instantly like Domino more than him.
Yeah. Because Deadpool isn't meant to be the most liked character. He's the idiot in the group, and that's not a negative. That's actually that's where his strength lies. In that we like other people in the team, and he's just like doing cartwheels around them, saying mad shit.
How honest do you think Deadpool is going to be in this movie? Because objectively, the MCU's not been doing great, and surely that should be commented on. I think they're going to make jokes about like, oh, this will be another, like when we meet fucking Matthew McFadden in the TVA. It'll be like, what, you didn't watch 2 episodes of a streaming service series? Like, yeah,
and I also think he's definitely going to say like to Wolverine, you're the greatest showman at some stage as well. Just stuff like that.
You know, it's I can't explain it, but I kind of want to skip this movie and just get to the end.
But you know what's so funny is this might be one of those movies that's just not for us. But if I was 15, this is my favourite movie that's ever going to come out. Like, you got Wolverine as well.
Yeah, 100%. Like, but I think a 15-year-old would rather see a new Wolverine.
That's a good point, because they don't have the emotional connection to the old Wolverine.
Yeah, and it's just a long-running joke that Deadpool wants to hang out with Wolverine in these movies.
Yeah.
You know, and him and Hugh Jackman are friends in real life, all this kind of stuff. But I just kind of think, are we just doing it for the sake of it? Which of course we are, and for all of the billions. But I'm not as jazzed as I thought I would be.
It's so weird. I don't know what vibe we're going with here. It's just like, yeah, that came out. I mean, that was good. That's fine.
No, I would I was thinking, and I was like, I would love to be really excited about this. But what I'd be excited about is, like, I don't know, I wish we saw something just a little odd or different. But, like, it's just like, oh, it's the TVA and it's another universe, none of it really matters, and it'll all be wiped clean at the end.
This movie is probably...
There's no stakes.
This movie is definitely hurt by where Marvel is currently, because I think, once again, I'm going to keep saying it, 10 years ago, this comes out, Deadpool is going into the Marvel universe. Maybe like Avengers Infinity War has just happened, or something along those lines, or like and you're like, he's coming in. Then that's very, because it's Hugh Jackman with him. Oh my god. But Logan has like brought that character to a perfect end. It was such
a full stop.
It's weird how Jackman and Patrick Stewart both came back for them, like after Logan,
after swearing off it. Like, it's like,
guys,
I'll never
that
do
movie's
this again.
so good. Just leave it.
I really wish they had left it there. I feel like, like, you bring this out, if instead of Spider-Man Far From Home, if you bring this movie out directly after Endgame, and then that's your little soft reboot.
That actually could have worked better, because it was still riding high at that point. It's like, oh fuck, now Deadpool's coming in, that's another injection.
Yeah, and it would have been cool to see like Deadpool interact with Captain America, you know, like Steve Rogers' Captain America, or to see him interact with Iron Man. That kind of stuff would have been interesting, but all those characters are gone now and they're done. So now we don't get that. We just get the weird new MCU that doesn't quite know what it is. And what do you
know what? Deadpool works best when like it's stable footing, not only in the characters that he's around, but when that universe knows what it is and you can throw him in, then it works really smoothly.
He exists to disrupt the status quo.
But there is no status quo. Currently.
There's no status quo at the minute, and there's no consistent through line. We haven't seen Captain America in like 27 projects since he was introduced.
Like, it's actually, it's kind of sad that we kind of had this reaction, but also, look, I'll go see it. It looks like a fun movie.
Yeah. We'll go see it. We'll talk about it on the show. It's July, I think it's coming out.
It's the 26th of July. I think it will just remind me of just like maybe a Godzilla movie. Maybe one of those where it's like you go in, shut your brain off. Just like, let's just have a bit of fun.
Exactly, yeah. It's going to be one of those. And there's a place for that, absolutely.
Yeah.
Also, they have a Doctor Strange portal that they jump into at the end. I wonder what that's all about.
And is Lady Deathstrike there? Cool.
Lady Deathstrike is there. There's another baddie from an X-Men movie there as
Azazel.
well. Azazel is there. They're in a big giant Ant-Man helmet. Cassandra Nova is the main villain.
There's going to be like 100 different things from different projects all put in. This is going to be Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness on steroids.
100%.
Like people walking in like waving and then closing the door.
Give Channing Tatum one Gambit cameo.
I think he's going to be in it. He's definitely in it as Gambit.
Has to be. You're missing a trick if he's not.
And I think Affleck is coming back obviously as Daredevil. I think.
Daredevil.
I think they get Jennifer Garner's probably coming back. We've got
get Wesley Snipes in.
No, I don't think Snipes can imagine they did. I think anyone from pre-2010 who's in a superhero movie.
Four. Get Chris Evans in as the Human Torch.
I think that would be very funny if they did that. I think he would do it as well.
I think he would. I think he'd be up for that.
Yeah. Look, let's go all in. I think completely go like just like scary movie style.
Yeah, very self-aware. Do you address Kang at all? Like, what's going on
He's
there?
definitely going to say Kang, but that movie was filmed before all that stuff, so it's going to be weird.
It's going to be strange. It's going to be an odd one. Look, we'll watch it. July. Tune in. We'll do a movie Mondays on it.
Okay, so we're going to move on, Sean. It's time for the weird news jingle. Wow, what a jingle.
Good
every
stuff
week.
As usual. Every week, same jingle. Every week. It's in the template.
It's more aggressive, I feel, every week. So, Sean, we're going to get into our weird news segment, our section of the show. And, I mean, it's weird that we're starting off 2 weeks in a row with running-based weird news. Because last week we had the guys who let the Chinese guy finish first. This week we have runner gulps down 25 glasses of wine during the London Marathon.
I seen this dude.
Yes.
Like, how do you do that to yourself?
So this is, I think, raising the stakes to a full level. So running a marathon, 26 miles.
One of the hardest things a human can do.
Pretty tough. Most people get to a certain age and they're like, I'm going to run a fucking marathon, right? That's fair play to you, right?
Not me, folks. I'll never run a marathon.
Also, I don't really see the enjoyment in that, okay?
No.
But look, if you're into that, cool. But I think this is another level. So instead of just running 26 miles, you're going to run at least 23 of those miles pretty fucking well oiled.
Well, yeah, you'd be a few sheets to the wind
because
at
you'd
least.
be tired.
Or would you
well.
burn it off immediately? Like,
would you be sweating it out, or would you sweat out the water parts of your blood?
Oh, and then you're just drinking while dehydrated.
Then you're just pure alcohol.
And unless you load up with water before, but then you're going to need to piss every few meters.
Yeah.
Like,
how is this guy not pissing? Is the question.
Maybe he is.
So this is nearly one for every single mile that he did. So they had an interview with him. He said, I was totally exhausted, totally cooked, but it was such a great day, said Tom Gibby, who runs wine businesses, which makes sense. It was kind of a promotional thing for that. They also keep saying his grape accomplishment, which... fantastic.
It's funny the first time.
Known as the wine guy online, he basically filmed himself tasting wines, and all he wanted to do was he wanted to show all the different wines that he was raising money for charity while doing the marathon. But I think there's difficult things to do during a marathon, but I think getting pissed, because most people would get about 19 miles in, and if you were shit-faced, you'd be like, fuck this. We're going to stop.
Yeah. Because also, like, a marathon, it takes a while, but it's over, like, I think the average is like 4 or 5 hours for someone who's, like, trained for a marathon and stuff like that.
He did it in 4 hours and 41 minutes. So normally, no, I think it'd be about 3.5 hours, 3 hours.
Right. But 25 glasses of wine in 4.5 hours.
While running.
While running is insane. And he definitely hasn't had a lot of soakage. Like, that's going in on a basically empty stomach.
He, as an added challenge, he also decided to sample a glass of wine for every mile run, along with guessing the drink's variety, country of origin and vintage.
Guy knows his stuff.
It's
I'm getting grape.
I'm getting sense of wine. I think it's white. But Shaun, my question to you is, this guy really took marathons to the next level. I know you're doing a marathon next week, so how are you going to take your... I signed you up. How are you going to take your marathon running to the next level? Because I need you to one-up this guy so I can get onto weird news.
Shot of whiskey. I'll kill myself.
Just pure absinthe? Just while you're doing
like
it?
70% just like straight into me.
Straight into you. By about the third mile, you are in bits.
Oh, I'd be in a bad way. No one would be proud of me, put it that way. There'd be no one waiting for me at the end.
Also, people finish behind this guy. He didn't finish last. If you finish... Look, fair impressive to do a marathon, well done. But at the same time, there's got to be something in your ego that is like, I finished behind the lad who was stopping for a few drinks at the end of every mile.
Yeah. Like, you'd have to... you have to imagine that he's just like... His body just processes it different, right? Otherwise, what's all your training been for? People do that marathon, like, in insane... Like, people wear costumes and shit. Like,
he said he got overtaken by a guy dressed as a fridge and two guys dressed as a double-humped camel.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good. There was a guy dressed as Jack Sparrow, and people kept handing him little bottles of rum on the way. He didn't do 25 of them, mind.
He'd be in bits.
Yeah.
We had the guy a while ago who was smoking during the marathons. That was like a year and a half ago. Like smoking while running, which is another level altogether. But the drink is a different one because your brain would be mostly affected, I think. Like, you wouldn't feel any pain, which would be good because you'd be feeling fantastic.
Inhibitions would be lowered by the end of the race. Yeah, but the shock the day after to your system.
Because not only are your legs fucked, your head is fucked.
Yeah. Your body has just been producing and ingesting toxins the entire time you've been running.
The dehydration level would be outrageous.
Yeah. You would need just... But you can't have so much water straight after either, or you'll just piss out all your electrolytes.
Yeah.
So... Well, you'd have to have water. I think you'd have to genuinely have a couple more glasses and like taper off because the shock might kill you.
That's exactly what I'd say. Guys, I have to drink more.
Oh no, please. Oh no, I would hate that.
Oh, not another wine. Oh, you didn't.
Do you remember we talked about it a while ago? It was an Australian 5K, but it was between breweries.
It was a beer run, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like every 500 metres or kilometre, there was just another stop to have a beer.
Yeah, and I think, beer is heavier, but I think wine would go straight to the head.
Yeah, wine will get you twisted fairly quick.
Yeah,
like a glass of wine is not insignificant.
Well, like but by the third mile having run, you're tired, you're sweating, you're not feeling like your body
just want some water.
You're just like you're getting a bit thirsty by about the third mile. You know you have 23 more to go, so you're like, right, locking in here. I'll stop, have a little glass of wine, and then go off again. Like, I think mentally, the one bit that gets me is that like running marathons is mostly in your head. And I think, I think by the time you get to the 15th or 16th mile, most people have trained that they can run for that distance. But it's how
push
you
past the wall or whatever.
Like, yeah, it's one of those where, like, in your head, you're like, I can't do it. No, just keep going. Just another mile. That's like, it's all, at least 60% of it is in your head. Just like, okay, because you can run slower, but you just still have to keep going. Mostly.
Yeah. If you stop, you're
you just need to keep your legs going, like moving in a forward momentum, even if it's like a yard at a time. But the issue I find is, like, the drunker he is, the less concentration he has for that. So, like, it's so much easier just to be like, this whole thing is fucking stupid. Fucking hell.
But I think if he has enough and he gets past a certain point, autopilot is going to take over. And he's just conditioned himself, just move forward.
Just run.
Like, it's his one thing is that he'll always remember is just run forward.
He raised a lot of money, to be fair. The guy who was smoking the cigarettes did it in 3.5 hours. He ran the 26 miles.
Cigarette the whole time.
The whole time, just chain smoking.
Just ashing it into the runner behind him.
By the end of it, he said, I would never partake in such a challenge ever again.
Good. It's like when you, like, smoke a pack in front of a child when you catch them smoking. And just to teach them, like, oh no, you don't smoke him, you make the child smoke.
Yeah, I don't think
that's bad for you. I just
you're like, cool camel.
These are killing you.
Now your parents have lung cancer. Are you happy, little Timmy?
I'm dressed as a cowboy. I'm really loving it.
You did it to me, Timmy.
You're making me do this.
Shaun, we're going to move on to some of the saddest story I've heard now in a long time. Okay. Milan is poised to ban ice cream, pizza and more after midnight, after a new proposed law.
Is this because of woke?
It's because of woke, Shaun. Yes,
Good
exactly.
God.
No, I think it's because they say that having the places open means that people are out on the streets and they're noisy, crowding on the streets of the Italian city and keeping the local residents up. So the law would state that after the 12 o'clock on any night, no takeaway food or anything will ever be open.
That's prime business hours.
If you run a takeaway place, 1 o'clock is that's your prime money making slot.
Yeah. This is an outrage.
Maybe in Italy it's a different thing. Maybe people don't do that. But I know in Ireland, like, there's also a guy in our town who he has, like, one of those vans that, you know, like a chipper van kind of thing.
Yeah, best chips in the world.
He instead of, like, people going to all of the takeaways that are around, he went into the main square in the town and just drives the van up onto the path right outside the busiest pub in the town.
Outstanding move.
So there's 3 pubs in the square, so everyone piles out. There's a fucking van 10 yards away. They all
with a fucking heavenly light shining down upon it.
He's making a fortune.
And the taxi right there after.
The taxis are right beside him, so people get the taxis and fuck off home.
That's. I'll never be as smart as that man.
As business 101. He found a van and drove it right in front of the bar doors instead of having a building where people have to come to him.
Like, when you come out of a pub at like 2 a.m, if someone whispers the word chips, you're foaming at the mouth, like.
Yeah.
And this town wants to get rid of that. And ice cream.
By town he means Milan.
Yeah. This
village.
Rinky-dink place in Italy.
Little place, Milan, wherever that is. And so it would be effective from mid-May and last until November.
The tourist season.
Yes. They just don't want
it's
tourists
all
having
making
chips.
sense now, actually. Yeah.
Now that you mentioned it, we are fucking annoying, to be fair.
We are the worst abroad, yeah.
So
Actually,
the goal, apparently, said the mayor, is to seek balance between socialising and entertainment and the peace and tranquility of residents. So it would kick in at 12:30am on weekdays and 1am on weekends, applying to outdoor tables. So you are not allowed take any takeaways and have them on the street. Anywhere. Ice cream, pizza, chips, no matter what you're having.
By the way, is having an ice cream after a night out.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Who's getting out of the nightclubs like, you know what I'd love? A fucking 99 with a flake.
I've drank my weight in Sambuca tonight. But God, would I love a golly bar.
A strawberry ice cream now would go down very well.
Telling you, a cornetto would hit different right about now.
Have you ever had a Magnum at 2:30 in the morning after fucking drinking all day? You haven't lived. You have not lived.
Jeez, I think it'd be the worst thing ever. There's a pub in town that does alcohol milkshakes, and it's the worst concept I've ever heard.
Alcohol milkshakes?
Yeah, it'll be like milkshakes with like whiskey or rum or something mixed
so
into them.
They make the milkshakes separate. So they do like milk, strawberry, like the strawberry milkshakes there, and then they get just a little cap of whiskey and put a shot into it.
A shot, yeah, there'd be a shot. I think it would be in the shake, like when they're mixing things up and it's all mixed together. And it's like I guess it's like a cocktail, but creamy. It doesn't do it for me.
It can't be good.
There's no way it's good. Also, the circumstances where that's a good idea. It needs to be a roasting hot day, but you need to already be hammered for that to sound good.
Still, on a roasted hot day, milk is not really what you'd go with.
No, but a milkshake, perhaps.
But a milkshake, yeah. Like, I have only one question. That can't feel good the day after or coming back up if you drink too many of them.
Oh, God. There's some psychopath who just drinks alcohol milkshakes all night. And I don't want to meet them.
Just some... And you know what? Loose cannon. You will never be them. They will always defeat you.
They're unpredictable.
They're stronger than you will ever be.
I need to learn their ways.
It's crazy stuff. I mean, how would you... On the last night, you're getting multiple pizzas, a few ice creams, everything.
Yeah.
The day before the law comes in, I assume.
Oh, combining it all together. Yeah. I'm doing 3 pizzas stacked on top of each other. So I'm having 3 different slices.
By the way, they actually tried to do this before.
And what happened?
In 2013, it had a fierce backlash.
A fierce backlash, you say?
Yeah, a fierce backlash, including a reported Occupy Gelato movement in which people just occupied ice cream places.
I mean, if you have to occupy anywhere,
it was
the ice cream shop. It
was a sit-in for ice cream places.
Do you think they bought some ice cream on the way? Or?
I feel like, no, it's got a bit late. It's actually a bit late for me now, actually. It's just past 11. I wouldn't possibly.
The sugar. I'd be up all night.
I'd be up all night. It'd be absolutely ridiculous. Shaun, I don't know what we do with this. Do we have to riot in the streets?
I mean, we need to stick to the letter of the law. So, okay, we can't do pizza. We can't do ice cream. Can we do a burrito? You know? Is there space for my travelling burrito cart to set up?
A travelling burrito cart?
Well, I'm not based in Milan year-round, but...
You're going to fly over every day.
Yeah, with my burritos. I make them at home. I pack them on a plane.
You pack them in a little lunchbox and they're like, right, now to the airport.
I go through the security, fly over to Milan.
Yeah.
Land about 11 p.m, set up shop outside the nightclub.
Yeah.
Burrito? And then they say yes.
About 7 o'clock that morning, fly back up.
Yeah. Then I've made 30 quid, Conor. I brought 3 burritos though.
150 quid.
It's going to scale eventually, you know?
It's good business.
I just need capital.
Me and that guy in that chipper van, we're the same.
It's me hanging out with like the guy in the toilets who hands out the aftershave. I'm just handing out burritos to people.
I'm coming out of a toilet and some guy just hands you a burrito.
You wouldn't trust it, would you?
Like, you'd be like,
no, you wouldn't.
Thanks. But you wouldn't be like, this has definitely got drugs in it, right?
This has been interfered with.
This is a big drug burrito. It's gotta be. Nobody's handing out burritos that are just clean in the bathrooms.
Actually, yeah, trying to get your airport security with a folded up foil wrapped package probably isn't the best move.
No, it's burritos.
Burritos. No, see, Milan doesn't allow takeaway.
You don't understand, officer. I bring the drugs on the Tuesday flights. I only bring burritos the rest of the week. You're a silly man, officer.
Why would I confess to that if I wasn't telling the truth?
Shaun, we're going to move on to our next piece of news, and I have a very big win. A European competition was won by a 9-year-old this week, in which Seagull Boy won the European screeching competition.
If anyone hasn't seen the videos, it's deeply unpleasant to listen to.
Imagine the noise that you're thinking of, and it's not that noise.
Yeah. Like, imagine seagulls in general, right? Pretty annoying and loud.
Yeah.
Imagine a room full of humans trying to do that.
So they were having a European screeching competition, and Cooper from Chesterfield travelled to Belgium to basically take part in the screeching competition.
So now they're European, are they?
All right. When it suits them.
As soon as there's a prize involved.
As soon as there's a screeching competition, the fucking UK boys come all running back. That's a bollocks.
On the continent, yeah.
He originally started doing seagull impressions after being nipped by one while he was eating a tuna sandwich. Fantastic.
What a weird origin story. He became the thing he hated.
He wanted to become Seagull Boy, like when Peter Parker became Spider-Man after being bitten by a spider.
Technically, he really became Spider-Man after his uncle was killed. So, get on that.
So we need to kill Cooper's uncle, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
maybe
afraid to say it.
A parental figure needs to go, Coop. I'm sorry, but that's just the rules.
And it needs to be Cooper's fault as well.
And it has to somehow involve seagulls.
Yeah. Like they'll do it, but it'll be Cooper will let it happen.
Yeah, Cooper's like, these are my new seagull friends, and then one of them's got a knife.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. His uncle gets stabbed by a seagull.
So we've combined Batman and Spider-Man together in that origin, and I think it's going to work. I feel like they are really nice animals, he says. I like them because of their noise. Cooper, insight. Great stuff.
Cooper, if I can may say, you're wrong. Just on a fundamental level, that's wrong.
Wrong. Objectively,
incorrect.
Also incorrect. Yes, that is true.
Get better opinions, unite.
Then he said very finally, the last meal I had at the beach was an ice cream. Thank you, Cooper, for your deep philosophical words. He is only 9, so we can't really go too hard in on him. But at the same time, his parents need to be like, who gives a fuck about what last meal you had at the beach there now? Come on now, Coop.
What's your technique, Coop? How can I mimic this at home?
The E.G. Gull screeching competition is held every year in an attempt to change the image of seagulls.
Who the fuck is organising this?
A seagull.
It's 4 seagulls in a trench coat.
It's got to be 4 seagulls in a trench coat and sunglasses. Cooper's mom, Lauren, said it was initially annoying when he started doing his impression.
I'd say it is.
But then they realised he was really good at it. People would start to turn around and look for the seagulls, she said. The family heard about the competition from a random man on the beach.
I gotta question this family all of a sudden.
So you heard it from a random... Not even on the beach, sorry. He was doing impressions at a soft play centre.
Why was he hanging around a soft play centre?
Why was that old man doing there?
And he was just like, come to Belgium with me. I don't mean to cast aspersions here.
The family, he scored 92 points out of a possible 100, which meant...
How do you rank this?
Which meant he won the juvenile category and also had the highest points score in the whole competition, including all the men and all the women in the adult category.
How many entrants were there to this competition? What's the competition pool like for the Seagull Championships?
It doesn't say how many there were.
It's got to be niche, right?
I mean, it's got to be less than 100.
You would imagine listening to that. Imagine
but then
being the
again,
judge and
Shaun, maybe
listening
it's
to
only
that.
10 because this is the best of the best. This is the European
That's
competitions.
True. Oh yeah, there was heats on
There
the
was
way
definitely
in, was there?
heats in different countries, and then we said the best. It's like the Olympics. So Cooper took his lucky mascot with him, which is a small model seagull, which he calls Stephen.
Wow, inspired.
And spells with a PH, but his parents call Stephen Seagull. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha.
Like the actor and Russian sympathiser Steven Seagal.
That's how they said it. Jan says, a marine biologist and one of the judges, said he managed to include several call types in his performance, and each one of them resembled a real seagull call in a most impressive way.
I'd say he's doping.
He's full of steroids.
Yeah, just in the vocal cords though.
Each judge awarded up to 20 possible points, with up to 5 points awarded for how the competitors were dressed and the behaviour they exhibited. The remaining 15 points were awarded for how they mimicked the call of a seagull. They pay attention to timbre, rhythm, as well as variation of the screech.
Okay, so it's not the same screech every time then. It has to be a different...
So, you got to mix it up. You can't just go round 1, same screech, round 2, same screech. You can't do that. It's a competition. It's like a diving competition. You're going to do a little backflip first time. Second time, you're going to get a little stronger. You're going to wait till the last round, really bring out your strong seagull screeching.
I jump the wrong direction and I land on the hard ground. That's how I do a diving competition.
Change everyone's lives for the better.
Yeah. Really affect the rest of the competition.
And then the second jump, you're a fucking clear cut. Everyone else has dropped out.
That's it. I win by default.
Emotionally,
I was the only one who jumped.
They're no longer there. They've seen a man break his legs. But you've trained yourself to dive with broken legs.
Yeah, and that's what I did. I learned one dive, and it's how to break your legs.
It's the broken leg dive. So, Shaun, what do we think about the seagull competition? I think this could be the next big thing that really we need to maybe take part in, because I don't want this 9-year-old being the reigning champion forever.
He's only going to get better as the years go on, as his vocal cords
worse.
develop. Or worse.
He might get squeakier for a few years and then deeper.
Yeah, what's the deepest bird?
There's no way I know the answer to that. There can't be anyone who knows the answer to that. The most extreme bird watcher, if you ask what's the deepest bird, they might know, but there's no way you can just ask anyone regular and they'll know that.
I'm about to press enter.
Okay.
Do you want any kind of a guess beforehand?
It is ostrich.
Fair, I was going to say goose. Let's figure this out.
Okay.
Interesting.
What is it?
It's the cassowary.
What the fuck
going
is
down
that?
as low as 24 hertz. I'll be honest, it looks kind of like an emu.
Which emus kind of look like ostriches if you really squint.
It's true. A cassowary is blue-necked and big eyes, and they're dangerous. We've talked about these before. Surely.
How? When?
Did they take over a pub?
No, that was the emus.
That was the emus, right. Never mind.
Yeah. I mean...
No, as you were.
You can't just be like, well, there's the deepest bird segment of the show now. Do we have a jingle for the deepest bird segment of the show?
We're about... No, we don't.
Play it.
I was about to make a joke and I didn't want to sign myself up for anything.
So, I mean, Shaun, what other competitions can we include? Secondly, what could you win? Because we need to create a European competition in which you are obviously the best.
Yeah, of course. The cassowary call, I'd be pretty good at that one, I would say.
No, you wouldn't be. You just made that up.
It's unhearable by human ears. I just did it.
That's the jingle.
I don't know, like a cow competition?
You would be the best at getting hit by a car and surviving.
Got a 2 for 1.
You have a 2 for 1. And your brother told me that you drowned once. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I drowned twice, technically.
I've been talking to your brother, and he's been telling me stories.
Yeah, I hate that that's now an option for you. I can't believe you didn't know the drowning thing. That's wild.
You've never told us the drowning story.
I thought I had.
No, you've told us.
My memory's hazy.
No, you got hit by a car. You got hit by a train. You got hit by multiple things and fell off multiple things. We've heard all of those stories. You didn't tell us you literally died.
Had to be resuscitated, yeah.
That's true. I found that out the hard way. And I was mad at you for not revealing that on the show, because we've covered so many stories of you being a dork. That's good. You being unable. How'd you drown again?
I got caught in a wave pool in a indoor swimming centre, and I got caught and I went under, and then I blacked out, and then I woke up and they were hammering on my chest on a resuscitation bed, and I coughed up a bunch of water and it splashed in my eyes. I think I was like 8.
How many times did you die before you were 15?
Oh, more than I should have, to be honest.
Really?
Final Destination rules is
any
coming
number
for
higher than 0 really is too many.
I really shouldn't. Yeah, I shouldn't be alive. I was studied as a kid for a while.
Just you'd have to be. You'd have to, but you kept dying in the studies. He's gone again.
If I did like the 9th time, they just stop reacting.
He's dying again. Someone get there, resuscitate him again. I mean, Shaun, I feel like I was trying to do a competition of that, but I think maybe Final Destination, the European competition, might be best.
Just pure survival. Just put us around a bunch of hazards and see who stands up the longest.
Well, you won't. Like, you will immediately lose, but you will still be alive at the end.
I'll survive.
Yeah,
this is the thing.
You're unkillable.
It's not about winning. It's about getting to the end.
You'll take a hit, but you will come back.
I'm like Homer Simpson in the boxing ring. I'll just keep taking punches.
Yeah. So, Shaun, we are finishing Weird News this week with the ultimate Florida man. Now,
that's a bold claim.
It's not often that we get an actual Florida man doing Florida man things, but I can't think of a bigger Florida man story. This is Florida man wrangles 8-foot alligator with bare hands while not wearing shoes.
Good God. See, everything about that headline paints a picture of the man involved. Is he shirtless as well? Because I feel that's not as weird.
He's a hero, right? So a Florida man took on a large alligator that was disturbing the peace in a downtown Jacksonville neighbourhood over the weekend. And the wild
just involves an alligator being somewhere.
Just being a dick, right? The video shows Mike Dragic, who had no tools on him, just his bare hands, when he went up against the 8-foot alligator in the middle of the road. He didn't even have shoes on. He is an MMA fighter, and he's also yeah. And so this story, by the way, is from last year, but it was only now about like fucking fighting
learning of it.
Yeah. So he went viral last year when he captured another alligator that was found in a parking lot near an elementary school. Okay. Right. And he took on the alligator that was disturbing the peace. He was running towards the cops and a crowd of people, and everybody was screaming, Dragic said, describing the recent encounter. He told the news that he was actually attending a nearby hockey game with his family when the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office alerted the basically people in the crowd that that there was an alligator on the loose. And wait till you hear this, Shaun. He was dispatched because he is also a licensed alligator trapper.
Holy shit. He was the best man for the job. He was already on the case.
He's in the crowd watching some hockey, and the tannoy system goes off and is like, there's an alligator 5 minutes away causing hassle. Is there anyone here that is a licensed? And he stands up all fucking MMA 7 foot.
Oh, you have to feel amazing walking out of the stadium to that, right?
Yeah.
Everyone knows what's about to happen.
Yeah. It was only 5 minutes from the game, he said.
See, he went back to the game after, I presume.
So I literally left the game, caught the alligator, and then went back to the game, he said.
What a man. Where were his shoes? How did he have no shoes on?
Like the previous incident in front of the elementary school last year, so this is the second one, my apologies. He says, I felt like Batman. So this Florida man, he's a licensed alligator trapper. he's in the crowd, and it gets basically given an alligator warning for everyone there. There's one outside. He stands up and he walks out, and in the video shot, he is literally MMA fighting a fucking alligator.
Imagine going up against this guy in an MMA fight. And you know he can take down a gator.
An 8-foot alligator.
Like, you would surrender.
You're like, are you stronger than an 8-foot alligator? And then I'm like, well, no, I'm not. And then,
so before you go into that octagon, you need to look in the mirror and ask yourself, could I take an alligator?
Because if not, he's taking you.
Yeah, that's just the food chain. I'm sorry, that's how it works.
So I think I wanted to end on that Florida man because he's the ultimate Florida man.
He's the ultimate Florida man. Like, that gator wrestling, that's gotta be in the Florida Man Olympics, surely.
No shoes on, no nothing. He just turned
No
up.
tools.
Nothing. Just literally bare hands and just a will to tie up this fucking alligator until the police arrived.
And fully expected to be back in time for the game.
He must, when he's leaving, he's got to look at the family and be like, I'll be back in 5.
Yeah, stay there.
Stay there.
Or like, I'll have a hot dog and then walk off.
Order me a hot dog, I'll be back.
It'll be ready. It'll still be warm.
He did the Dwayne Johnson Fast and Furious, Daddy's got to go to work, and then he just like fucking left. He just leaps out a window.
He just, and I'd like the idea, like, if he had like a gun and a knife and stuff on him, and he left it there.
Yeah, he leaves it there. He's like, I don't need this.
I don't need this. This is all me.
So you're going to slow me down. I got to run 5 minutes.
Yeah, I need to be light on my feet.
So that's it for this week's episode, Shaun, if you want to take us out.
Yes, thank you everyone for listening to this episode of the Heroes for Hire podcast. We will be back on Friday with an episode of Hero or Zero, and then next Monday with another episode of the show. Big thank you to everyone over on Patreon, patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. Link to that is in the description, and if you want to support us, you get all the extra movie reviews we do, and also a shout out on the show. So this is getting longer and longer, so I'm going to clear my throat. Thank you to Róisín and Baby Ben Palmer, Joe Burney, Ryan Komatsu, Dozer, Enthusiast Evanson, Waffles Loves You and hopes you have a good day, David Clarke, Shaun Chuck in the wash and it'll be grand, Jamieson, Dominic, Anna Irish Walrus Forever, and congrats Róisín on your baby Hjelmroos, Danny McLaughlin, Lordsmish, Michelle Browne, Michaela Doughty, Frost overwhelmed by uni and other bad choices, Ed Ball, Conor and Lorraine are certain you could kill someone with a compass, just aim for the carotid artery. Russ is wondering how often does old Shaun check these Patreon names we put all this effort into Parfit. Regularly enough, but the recording schedule's been a bit weird. So I'm back in time sometimes. Luke the Gamer 1, Jackson Brueheim has released a new episode of Can Columbo Crack the Case? Liz had a few too many on St. Paddy's Day and tipsy subscribe to the Patreon. Kira Lawler, Judge Rahi, The Amazing World of Keza, Mikey the Leinster Ledgebag Chair's #1 fan, Kyle Borowski, Rory, Sean sub to the Patreon after 10 creamy pints, Pete can't wait to hear his name read out in the podcast so definitely won't make it too long, and Jack Markham. Thank you all for your support. We really appreciate it, and we couldn't do it without you. You help us to keep making the show every single week. So massive thanks to everyone over there. There is also a merch store link below, heroesforhire.ie/shop. Twitter is @heroesforhirepod, the 4 is the number 4. Facebook is Detective Divilment's discussion group. Instagram is Heroes for Hire podcast, and the best way to ever help out the show is to tell one human being that we exist.
Just a one, please.
And I think that's about it, Connor.
I think so. So I would Conor Lorraine.
I've been Shaun Meehan.
We shall see you all next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.